Okay, wait for another 6 more participants ya. Mana nih 6-nya lagi? Fatima with Fiska.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Where are the rest? Ini yang lainnya mana? Kan, Niji start ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, so in this start, wait. Fatima and Viska will present about translation strategies. Yeah. All right. Before that, do you know the difference between translation and interpretation or interpreting? What's the difference between translation and interpreting?
Miss.
Okay, Fatima.
In my opinion, translating or translation itu between written text. Sementara interpreting itu more on the things that we talk, yang dibicarakan gitu, Miss. Bedanya.
Yes, okay. Translation is more to the written text ya. Jadi translation itu sama-sama menerjemahkan, tapi yang satu on written text, meanwhile interpreting in spoken ya or oral. Wait a moment. Sorry for the delay. Ya, jadi sama-sama menerjemahkan ya, translation and interpreting. Kalau translation itu dia lebih ke written text ya, menerjemahkan written text, meanwhile interpreting itu penerjemah oral, ya. So when the president of United States, for example, talk in English, there will be the interpreter next to him interpreting the words the president says in the target language, ya, ke bahasa target yang harus di-translate, yang harus diinterpretkan, ya, penerjemah, ya. Oke. Alright, so Fatima and Vizca, you may start with your presentation.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, I'm Vizca Febiola, the moderator of this group. Today, me and my friend Siti Fatima Azahra will be presenting about translation strategies. Okay. The first, what is translating? Translating is the etc. and process of rendering of meaning, adherence to form, and emphasis of general accuracy of a certain text from one language to another. To quote Roman Jackson, all cognitive experience at its classification is conveyable in any sitting language. Example, culturally tied words or concepts such as Ivy League universities, speed dating, conjunction charging, etc. that doesn't exist anywhere else beside where those phrases originate shouldn't be case from being expressed in languages other than the native user of that culture. But Jacobson also claimed that poetry, by definition, is untranslatable, since in verse, the form of words contributes to the construction of the meaning of the text. Such statement accentuate the classic polarizing contrast and translating between sense and contents and form and style. Sense, content, from, style. The sense may be translated while the form often cannot. And the point where from begins to contribute to sense in where we approach untranslatability. This most likely to happen when translating poetry, song, advertising, wordplay, punning, etc., where sound, rhyme, or double meaning are more improbable to be recreated in other language. Example, in Harry Potter, the antagonist goes by the name of Tom Marvolo Riddle, which is later revealed to be an anagram of Lord Voldemort. Would this kind of wordplay be able to be translated into other languages? Yes, but many publishers choose the change Tom name to keep the required fun of the wordplay. Example, in French translation, Tom's name becomes Tom Elvis Jedisser, which gives Jesuit Voldemort, as well as suggesting an enigmatic fate with the use of the name Elvis and the play on the word Jedisser or Jedusort, meaning game of fate. In this way, the French translator, Jean-Francois Minard, has phrased the contents by altering the form. Okay, The next material will be presenting by Siti Fatima Azahra.
All right, I'm gonna take it from here. The next one is the literal and free form of translating. In translating, the two most prominent way of translating is the literal free way. Example, in classical times, translators that work for Greeks have been using the literal word-for-word translation to help aid Latin readers that have some understanding of Greek to understand. This will develop from word for word to sense for sense as the world came to, most prominently found in St. Jerome's translation of the Bible. Since translating the Bible sense for sense would present contents. Okay, the example is here we have a text from Arabic text that unfortunately we have no source of it, but regardless, here's the literal word-for-word translation. Xbank presents the banking service by phone. The telebanking system welcomes you by the Islamic greeting Assalamualaikum, completes your inquiries or transaction within a few seconds, and sees you off by saying, here's the free, more simplified version of above example. X Islamic Bank, the first Islamic bank in the world, is pleased to offer you a sophisticated service through automated teller machine cash card. Here we could compare the literal translation to the target text that have a more free approach to the translation. Surely we could see that the target texts are much more pleasing to look and understand than the literal translation. And then the concept of literalness that emerged from the examples before.
So wait, Fatima, please explain your previous examples in Bahasa.
Oke. Yang translasi bahasanya itu, kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia, Xbank mempersembahkan servis banking melalui telebanking system itu mempersilakanmu welcome apa ya? Maaf Miss, sebentar. Welcome. The sistem telebankingnya menyambutmu dengan bahasa Islamik, bahasa sambutan Islam, yaitu Assalamualaikum. Lalu kamu bisa menyelesaikan transaksimu dalam beberapa detik dan kemudian akan menyambutmu keluar dengan sambutan fi amanillah. Nah, untuk terjemahan yang lebih bebas, yang lebih simple itu contohnya adalah Islamic Bank atau ya ex Islamic Bank, the bank Islam pertama di dunia, dengan senangnya memberikan servis yang baik melalui ATM. Ya, seperti itu, Miss.
Okay, so what can you summarize the difference between literal and also free translations in bahasa?
Kalau literal itu dia benar-benar mengikuti bahasa asalnya. Jadi terkadang karena bentuk bahasa itu kan berbeda dari bahasa satu dan bahasa dua. Jadi kalau kita menerjemahkan sesuatu dari bahasa aslinya, dia akan cenderung untuk lebih baku dan lebih susah untuk dimengerti. Tetapi kalau kita menggunakan terjemahan yang lebih bebas atau lebih disimplisistikan gitu, akan lebih mudah dimengerti dan lebih enak dilihat gitu ya. Maaf, bahasanya agak kurang itu.
Okay, go on.
Here's the next one. The concept of literal from the examples before is one of the exaggeratedly close adherence on the part of the translator to the lexical and synthetic properties of the ST. ST is for source text, yaitu teks asalnya, yaitu teks yang akan diterjemahkan. Nah, but the literal and free divide is not so much a pair or fixed opposites as a cline. Here we go to the next one, that is comprehensibility and translatability. Not all texts needed to be translated in a literal word-for-word way, such as maybe Bible gitu. Nggak semua translasi itu harus mengikuti bahasa yang baku benar untuk Bible seperti itu kan. Itu salah satu contohnya ya. If we ignore factors such as text type or the purpose and target audiences for it could lead to over-precise literalism in the translation process and result. Okay, here's another example. Here's we have the ST text, that is the source text that was written in French that I'm unfortunately couldn't speak because I'm afraid I will botch the pronunciation. So we'll just go to the literal translation here. The from the French text goes for lead and balls in polycarbonate, height-resistant material used for aircraft windows, resist high temperatures and shocks, simple and functional control panel. 3 controls suffice to master compact 3100. Here's the literal translation, goes for a word-for-word translation here. Jadi benar-benar pola bahasa dari French-nya ya. Nah, here's for the TT English. TT English. TT means target text. So, TT, kalau TT itu teks yang sudah diterjemahkan dari ST-nya, dari source text-nya. Here's a more free and Here's the work balls and lid are made from polycarbonate, the same substance as the windows of Concorde. It is shatterproof and won't melt with boiling liquids or crack under pressure. It is technically advanced, simple to use, just on, off, or pulse. Here's we could compare the literal translation to the target text, as the target text have more free approach to the and it is more likely to be understood to the target audiences of the translation than the literal one. Okay, then many translations works suffer from the lack of comprehensibility, an issue that relates closely with translatability. For a translated text to be requisitely understood, despite the difference in linguistic structure, the translator needs to understand that the ST contains, to understand first what the ST contains, the communicative purpose, the target audiences, and the general purpose of the target text. All that will go hand in hand with the knowledge that there will always be a small chunk of experience, significance, and unique values from the ST that will get lost in translation, thus making the process of conveying language seems pointless. But translation is always possible, and cultural gaps are in one way or another bridgeable. To achieve this, an important criterion to hit must be a TT, or target text comprehensibility. Okay, here's the reference for our presentation, and thank you. That's all, Miss.
Okay, can you go to the first slide? From discuss, yeah, okay. Go. Okay, next. Next. Oke, ulang ke belakang coba. Before the translation. Okay. So, yeah, translating, yeah. The act and process of rendering of meaning, adherence to form, and emphasis a general accuracy of a certain text from one language to another. Fatima, nggak usah nanya ya yang lain ya. Salah grup. Kalian ini. Oke. So, yeah, as I said before ya, so translating is the process of translating the source language to the TL or the target language ya. Whether it's from English to Indonesian, French to English, for example, and so on ya. Kalian ini udah kongsian ya, nggak boleh nanya. Pantesan dari kelas translating, dari kelas fonologi tadi diem semua, nggak ada yang mau nanya, biar cepat selesai. Oke, next. Go to the next slide. Oke, next. Ada di atas, di lemari atas sekali. Okay, so but not all words can be translated. Yeah, not all terms can be translated. Sometimes some words based on like this culturally tied words or concepts, like for example the names of university, for example names of clubs or in organization cannot be translated into another language, like for example here like Ivy League universities like Universitas Bina Dharma also, for example, cannot be translated to, it can be translated to University of Bina Dharma but the real name is Universitas Bina Dharma, like that or for example you want to translate SD Negeri 147, for example mau ditranslate ke English, you cannot say elementary school number 147 and so on, because the name, the existence of the school is SD Negeri 147, like that. So you cannot translate it to, you cannot just directly translate it to the target language Okay, next. Oh wait a moment. Back. Okay, nah here yang tadi the words this term does not exist anywhere else besides where those phrases originated. Jadi dia emang enggak exist di tempat yang lain, for example or in another in another chance, for example, so it cannot be expressed in other languages except the native users of that culture based on this explanation. Next. Like this, for example, poetry by definition is untranslatable. Kenapa poetry itu untranslatable? Because tadi kan ada literal and also free translation. A literal translation must be based on the words stated written. Jadi berdasarkan menerjemahkannya benar-benar berdasarkan tiap kata yang ada di phrase tersebut. Meanwhile, kalau free translation itu lebih ke sense or the meaning, ya, maknanya, ya. Jadi makanya kalau literal translation itu panjang kayak 5 halaman, kalau free translation can be only 2 pages karena dia hanya menerjemahkan maksudnya, ya. Jadi dia lebih precise. Kenapa poetry is untranslatable atau tidak bisa ditranslate? Karena jika poetry tersebut misalnya dalam bahasa Indonesia atau misalnya dalam bahasa Inggris mau ditranslate ke bahasa Indonesia, maksud dari penulis puisi itu tidak akan sampai atau akan berbeda ketika ditranslatekan ke bahasa Indonesia, because we don't know what exactly the meaning of each phrase written in the poetry. Karena poetry itu biasanya dia menggunakan bahasa-bahasa seperti hyperbole, ya, and then imagery and so on, ya, menggunakan majas. Jadi tidak bisa di literal translation kan saja, because it must have a certain or implied meaning there. Ada implied meaningnya di situ. That's why it is said untranslatable, ya. Atau jika misalnya it is translated, the meaning will be different, ya. Okay, next, ya, ini such statement accentuate because accentuate the classic polarizing contrast in translation between sense or content and form or style. Jadi dia lebih ke sense-nya, ya, atau ke content of the poetry itself. Next. Okay, here the sense may be translated while the form often cannot, and the point where the form begins to contribute the sense is where we approach, ya, untranslatability. Yeah, it happened when translating poetry, song, advertising, wordplay, punning, etc., where sound, rhyme, or double meaning are more improbable to be recreated in other language. Yeah, because karena we cannot just translate it in words, yeah, based on the target language, but it has their own implied meaning. Okay, next. Ya, this one also, ya, nggak bisa ditranslate ke another language, ya, because Tom Marvolo Riddle is based on the anagram of the words Tom, Marvolo, and Riddle. It is I am Lord Voldemort, like that. Okay, next. Okay, next. Okay, here the literal and free, like what we said before, ya, literal word forward translation, ya. Yeah, this would develop the word to word forward to sense for sense as the word came to. Okay, meanwhile free, ya, free translation. Jadi kalau misalnya apa ya? Contohnya, for example, literal translation. Ya, I am a student. Contoh simpelnya aja, ya. I am a student. I am adalah seorang mahasiswa, student. Diartikan semua. Kalau misalnya dia di free translation, langsung aja saya mahasiswa. Saya seorang mahasiswa. Atau lebih free-nya lagi yang saya mahasiswa. Gitu. Intinya ya saya mahasiswa, nggak perlu diartikan per word. Saya adalah seorang mahasiswa, ya, nanti masuk. Saya adalah seorang mahasiswa. Ya, jadi yang penting we understand each other gitu. Misalnya dia dari bahasa Inggris, di England, the Englishman understand the meaning, can understand the meaning. The Indonesian can also understand the meaning because the communication happen when we understand to each other. Nah, that's the idea of free translation. Ya, okay, next. Ya, nanti masuk. Aduh, aduh. Ya, nanti masuk. Iya, iya. Oke, seperti ini kan dijelaskan semua nih satu persatu. Meanwhile, kalau dia free, hanya intinya saja ya. Yang penting mengerti maknanya. Oke, next. Oke, next. Oke, comprehensibility and translatability. Yeah, not all text needed to be translated in literal word for word way kayak yang tadi ya. Jadi tidak seluruh teks itu butuh ditranslatekan secara literal atau kata per kata. If we ignore factors such as text type, the purpose and target audience of the translation could lead to over precise literalism in the translation process and this result. Next. Okay, next. A moment ya, bentar ya. Iklan bentar. Okay, next. Okay, many translation works suffered from the lack of comprehensibility. An issue that relate closely with translatability. Jadi kalau translatability itu berarti kan artinya bisa diterjemahkan ya. Comprehensibility bisa dimengerti, comprehensive. Nah, sometimes kalau Google Translate versi dulu ya, bukannya sekarang ya. Kalau sekarang itu sudah banyak progresnya Google Translate itu. Bahasa yang kita masukkan di Google Translate, misalnya dari bahasa Indonesia ke bahasa Inggris, itu nggak ngerti maksudnya apa. Saya kita ngertiin tuh dari English to Indonesian. Tapi ketika diartikan, dia kan literal translation lebih ya. Itu biasanya maksudnya tuh nggak dapet ke kita sebagai reader, sebagai pembaca. Gitu ya, karena dia lebih ke literal translation. Meanwhile, jadi nggak ada comprehensible-nya, nggak comprehensibility. Nah, makanya dibilang di sini translation word itu usually less comprehensible ya, jadi tidak terlalu dimengerti ketika dia ditranslate secara literal ya, atau word per word translation. Okay, so that's why most translator usually do free translation, free translation to translate the words or the language, yeah. But also literal translation usually is used when translating formal subject, ya. Seperti misalnya kita mentranslate jurnal, misalnya itu biasanya literal translation ya, dia lebih ke formal. Kalau free translation misalnya kayak lebih ke interpreting juga ya. Kalau di interpreting itu biasanya orang lebih menyampaikan maksudnya, nggak harus kata per kata, because it will take time also ya, dan juga orang nggak terlalu mengerti maknanya. Jadi yang penting itu bisa dimengerti ya oleh si pembaca. Oke, ada lagi? Next. Oke, next. Ya, jadi harus komprehensif. Ya, oke, habis. Oke, nggak ada pertanyaan ya? Udah diancam sama Fatima tadi ya, guys. Jangan nanya ya. Oke, tugas ya, karena nggak ada yang nggak boleh bertanya tadi, jadi harus ada tugas. So I will send you later an article in Jakarta Post. Biasanya Miss kalau ngasih tugas ini, you have to translate it in. Jadi ada dua versi. The first one literal translation, the other one is free translation. Oke, jadi saya Miss ngirimin satu teks, nanti teksnya dalam bahasa Inggris, ditranslate ke bahasa Indonesia menggunakan dua metode. Satu metode literal, satu metode yang free. Oke. Ya, harus ditulis tangan, tulis tangan. Ya. Yes, ditulis tangan. Nanti difoto as usual, upload ke e-learning. Teksnya mau yang panjang kayak 2 halaman nggak? Atau cuma sedikit aja setengah? Karena nggak ada yang nanya tadi kan, jadi harus panjang tugasnya. Okay, any question? Lastly, nggak ada pertanyaan? Okay, so today for translation you have literal and also free translation and also comprehensible and translatability. Yeah, so you can ask for the materials from City and also Viskar. Yeah, all right. Since there is no question, yeah, thank you very much for attending the Zoom meeting. We'll see you again next week. Yeah, don't forget to do the assignment. I am going to upload the materials tonight. Yeah, inshallah. Please download it later. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Have a good day.
Miss.
Have a good holiday tomorrow.
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Miss.